So let's go back to sprouting this mung bean and talk about it from a more philosophical perspective. So yes, it's great for lowering those anti-nutrients, but also what we're doing is sprouting beans or legumes is giving food life. Think about that, giving food life. That makes me think about green Tara again, because I mentioned green Tara is all about love, but more specifically, she's all about a motherly love. And what do mothers do? We assist in transitions. First of all, the mother assists in that transition, transcendence really, of the soul coming from the heavens through our body into this earth. And then we help with that transition of that child through their life as they turn into an adult. And green Tara is there to help us with our transition into our higher self and coming into our true happiness. So we can start to understand how it's this motherly love. And what we're doing is we're taking this mung bean, allowing it to sprout new life. We're giving it new life, pure love. And then we're eating it. We're eating that love. We're eating that energy. So it's a really beautiful way of looking at it, as we truly are enhancing our food to enhance the effects on our body, not just on a physical level, but on a spiritual level as well. The other element of green Tara is that she's very playful. She likes to be funny. She likes to be silly. And I find that this meal is very playful, especially if you are going to sprout your own mung beans. That takes some forethought, right? You're already giving attention and giving energy to this meal days before you even eat it. I think that's a really beautiful thing. And it's also kind of playful because you're checking up on your beans every day, giving them a little rinse, giving them a little shake. Also, when you're creating this meal, you've got your avocado. You have to hold that avocado in your hand as you cut it open, take that pit out, scoop out that beautiful green meat from the inside. Then we have our lemon. We're squeezing that lemon, and what it does is gives us an opportunity to begin absorbing the healing energy of the earth, because we're having our hands on the food. Before we even take a bite, we're already healing from the earth's bounty. Finally, let's talk about that astroherbalism that I mentioned. So first of all, it's easy to understand. We know that the planets affect humans. We call that astrology, where the stars are and the planets and the moon and the sun and everything when you're born gives you your sign. Then we have plants affecting humans, and we call that herbology. But plants and humans are very similar, right? We're both of this earth. We're both born of this earth. And therefore, I don't think it's too hard to understand that the planets could affect plants as well. And we call that astroherbalism. And it just rounds out that triangle of health and allows us to better understand our unique self, how we relate to the planets, and how we relate to plants. And when we understand how the planets relate to plants, we understand how to better take care of ourselves with those plants. So let's look at the mung beans again, right? The star of the show. Mung beans are ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is all about communication. The reason is that it was named for the god Hermes, who was the messenger of the god and was the only one who could really transcend between the world of the gods and the world of mortals. And that's why we have this kind of in and out communication, breathing. You know, you'll see plants that are ruled by Mercury work on the respiratory system, because it's that in and out, that transcendence between heaven and earth, right? Makes me think of green Tara again, right? And how she assists in her motherly way in all of the transitions of us becoming our higher self. So once again, we get that same feel from Mercury being that communication, the breath, the in and out. So what does that mean for this meal and for us? Basically, if you had a day where you were going to be doing some type of a speech, some kind of a lesson, If you're a yoga instructor or you guide meditations or you're a teacher, maybe you just have a presentation at your job. If you know you're going to have a conversation with someone that's important, possibly one of your children or your spouse or a friend, this would be the day to enjoy the Green Tara Goddess Bowl, as you're going to get that energy of Mercury saying, speak your truth. It also makes me feel that it's probably going to be a bit balancing for that throat chakra, because our throat chakra is what gives us the power to speak our truth. So think about those elements when enjoying this bowl. There's so much going on. It's so good for us on a base level, just physically for our body. But as we truly start to understand the possibility of food, we start to see how we can interact with our meals and really use nature's bounty to increase our life experience. So I hope you enjoyed this fun little video. I'll see you next month, and until then, stay healthy.